Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, if you've got an Android device with a Snapdragon CPU, you're going to like this news. There's brand new drivers available over on GitHub. So one of those updates is Mesa Turnip driver version 24.2.0 experimental R19. And they say over the course of the last month, recent updates introduced by Mesa disallowed games to either boot, go in game, and or caused crashes and freezes. My recent release with A32 support contains those bugs, which is why many users could no longer get games to work properly. This driver should fix that. However, not everything is back to its pre-R19 glorious state. While the other driver resolves these issues, a slight performance regression is present, varying by game. The current fixes are preliminary, hence the experimental label. Further enhancements are underway. Hopefully we'll get a complete and official fix very soon. So I said one of those updates because this is kind of an interim update. Hopefully we get an official update pretty soon. And speaking about updates, next up we're talking about the Nintendo Switch flash cart MIG Switch. And the rumors were true. There's a brand new version of the MIG Switch V2. Interestingly here, a whole bunch of people haven't even received their V1 card yet, and they've already got a V2 card. So they say the V2 is their first hardware revision. It's now in production and replacing the V1, and moving forward they're only making the V2. They say a quick press of the button will take you to the next game on the microSD card. A long press of the button will take you to the previous game. And this part here I'm a little bit confused about. For all new customers or people expecting their MIG Switch card, we hope you will enjoy this new way to navigate between your games. And interestingly, Unlock Switch, which is the MIG Switch flash cart competitor, has just called MIG Switch out. We've just received an email that's filled with hilariously blatant lies, refusing to acknowledge public failure after attempting to undermine a genuine competitor leads to resorting to public deception. 160,000 pieces, why not 1.6 million? It's quite amusing trying to maintain the facade of standing strong. What a performance! We had a good chuckle here. Your production is quite the comedy. If you are curious about this one, I'll drop a link to the tweet in the description below and feel free to check it out. Apparently people who ordered a version 1 MIG Switch flash cart who hasn't received it yet will be receiving the MIG Switch version 2 instead. And in my opinion, the email here also alludes to production problems. I mean, it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to produce as many as people pre-ordered. This whole Nintendo Switch flash cart situation is very weird. Some people think the MIG Switch is a scam. The MIG Switch team thinks the Unlock Switch team is a scam. And the Unlock Switch team doesn't have a product or pre-orders available just yet, but they will be providing more information on Monday. I just don't know what to make of this entire scene just yet. Next up, we're quickly talking about the brand new Doom game, Doom: The Dark Ages, and it's said this game is going to be revealed at the next Xbox Game Showcase on June 9th. And it's also rumored that this is going to be a multi-platform release, so PlayStation 5 and PC, and possibly maybe Nintendo Switch. And speaking about PC, specifically Steam, next up we're quickly talking about the Steam Deck. And apparently the Steam Deck hits 15,000 games rated as playable and verified. So as of this video, the Steam Deck's got 4,898 games listed as verified and 10,102 games listed as playable. Unfortunately, I've got no word as to whether or not the new Doom is going to be playable on the Steam Deck, but I'm assuming it might be. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below, and I'll drop a link to this article in the description below. Next up, we're quickly talking about the upcoming Google Pixel 10, and I think upcoming is being generous. I mean, the Pixel 9 hasn't even been unveiled or announced yet, and the Pixel 10 won't be released until next year sometime. Anyways here, apparently Google is shifting away from Samsung and going to TSMC for the new chips starting with the Pixel 10. Unfortunately, it's way too early to determine whether or not this is a good or bad move. I mean, I'm assuming Google is doing this for a couple of reasons, one of those being financial and another reason being control. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. Next up, we're talking about 2-Ship 2 Harkinian, and Rika Alpha 1.0.0 just dropped. For those who may be unaware, the Ship of Harkinian is an unofficial source port of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the N64. And 2-Ship 2 Harkinian is Majora's Mask. There's quite a lot to this source port. There's support for higher frame rates, frame buffer effects, and stuff like free look, where you can use the right analog stick to move around the camera. In addition to that, there's a whole bunch of enhancements like widescreen support, faster text, auto-saving, and even more. I'll drop a link to the GitHub in the description below in the event that you wanted to learn more about it. And speaking about Majora's Mask, next up we're still talking about Majora's Mask with Zelda 64 Recompiled. And Mr. Wise Guy has just updated this. So at the time of filming, version 1.1.0 is the latest update. Similar to 2-Ship 2 Harkinian, they've added a free look option with the right control stick. They've also improved the motion blur effect. They've added a configurable scaled dead zone option to the menu. They've added the option to remap the menu button on controllers, and even more. If you wanted to see this in action, Wise Guy's got a brand new video up on their YouTube channel, and I'll drop a link to it in the description below. Feel free to check it out. Next up, this is a friendly quick heads up. If you use Retroach on Steam, they've just added the DOSBox Pure Core to it. I'll drop a link to it in the description below. And last up here, we're talking about Vimm's Lair, and there's a final update to this whole Nintendo DMCA saga. So if I understand this correctly, it appears there's still some uncertainty as to whether or not this DMCA is real or fake. But it also appears that AI was used in conjunction with product imagery to possibly issue them. So in regards to the AI and DMCAs, Vimm says it sounds perfect for detecting screenshots of Nintendo games. Some of the claims are clearly invalid, but frankly, it's not worth poking the bear. So the box scans, disk scans, and title screens of the requested games remain offline. As far as I know, that's the only thing that's remaining offline. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate. Save your state.